Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Government opposes the FOIA idea? What PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell is saying about the Freedom of Information Act. Mitchell also saying the Prime Minister gave a perfect speech at Lyford Key. And police say they're still looking for the killers in that double shooting from a couple of days ago. It's all straight ahead this morning on this special edition of Morning Blend, coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary, starting right now.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's there. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, January 5th, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Stephen Hanna will be joining us. Again, we're coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary. It's a very interesting show we're going to have today, and they're doing some big things here at C.W. Sawyer, the Osprey Awards, and a fantastic literacy program they have going on, and we're going to get all the details about that and hear about the amazing success stories this morning. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. Overnight, PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell says the Davis administration opposes the idea of Freedom of Information Act, claiming it's nothing more than a bunch of public relations because there's no issue with access to information in the Bahamas. Mitchell's comments coming amid a renewed discussion over the pending full implementation of the act, which was passed in 2017. Mitchell saying, quote, "We oppose this Freedom of Information Act idea. The F&M has this view. They've passed something called the Fiscal Responsibility Act, the Procurement Act, the Freedom of Information Act. All of these things really have nothing to do with ordinary lives versus just a bunch of public relations, accounting procedures, and confusing activity with action." So the Prime Minister is saying, yeah, we've got Freedom of Information Act, and we'll get to it. If you want information from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you can come and get it. There's no issue with information being disclosed to this country. A Freedom of Information bill was passed under the last Ingram administration. A revamped FOIA bill was passed in 2017 under the Christie administration. On Sunday, Information Commissioner Keith Thompson, who was appointed under the Minnis administration in 2021, told the NASA Guardian that his office has already done all it can to get FOIA, the FOIA pilot program, to a point of being able to be launched. However, he said the technology required to facilitate requests was still needed and noted that this was in the purview of the Office of the Prime Minister. Mitchell also responding to criticisms of the speech the Prime Minister gave at the Lyford Key Club in Western New Providence. The PLP chairman blasting criticism of the speech, calling it rubbish, and saying as far as the PLP is concerned, Davis delivered a perfect speech. In the November 25th speech reported on by the National Guardian last week, the Prime Minister said that while the period from 1967 to 1992, and especially after independence in 1973, remains the most transformative time in the post-independence history of the country, he said Ingram administration policies meant that those who already had significant capital did very well, and there was no significant positive impact on national development under a Minnis administration. The comments were met with significant criticism in some quarters. However, Mitchell says the PLP believed the speech was, quote, an excellent speech, perfect. He said it tells us exactly what the economic and political history of racial apartheid was in this country, and not only against blacks, but poor whites as well, who were excluded by the oligarchy, who kept the power, economic and political, in their own hands. In other news, police still looking for the assailants responsible for murdering a man and a woman on Prince Charles Drive. This happened on Wednesday afternoon. Police say 3 gunmen who were inside a gold Nissan car pulled alongside a gray Nissan Cube around noon. The men got out of the car and shot at the Cube, killing a 29-year-old man and a 27-year-old woman, a man who turned 30 that very day. A 7-year-old boy who was a passenger in another car was also injured during the gunfire. Police say that he sustained minor injuries. And 4 men facing charges in relation to multi-million-dollar drug seizure arraigned in magistrate's court. Bahamian Nationals 48-year-old Carl Spencer, 58-year-old Andrew Adderley, 50-year-old Marco Cartwright, and 40-year-old Jamaican citizen Jesse Solomon were arrested in the Ragged Island chain on December 29th. Lawmen attached to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force in Operation Bahamas Turks and Caicos, OPBAT, allegedly found 2,908 pounds of marijuana and 5 pounds of cocaine. After searching the go-fast boat the men were on, the cocaine has a wholesale street value of $2.98 million and the marijuana valued at $15,000. The men pleaded not guilty to charges of drug possession yesterday with intent to supply, drug importation, and conspiracy to commit the offenses at their arraignment before a senior magistrate Shaka Serville. He set bail at $50,000 each for the Bahamians and $250,000 cash bail for Solomon. As a condition of bail, they must wear ankle monitors, surrender their travel documents, and sign in at the police stations closest to their homes. Their trial is set for May 28th. Overseas, a woman was pulled carefully from the rubble 72 hours after a series of powerful quakes started rattling Japan's western coast. Despite rescue efforts, the death toll today grew to at least 94 people, and the number of missing was lowered to 222 after it shot up the previous day. An older man was found alive Wednesday in a collapsed home in Suzu, one of the hardest-hit areas in Ishikawa Prefecture. Ishikawa officials say 55 of those who died were in the city of Wajima and 23 were in Suzu, while the others were reported in 5 neighboring towns. More than 460 people have been injured, at least 24 seriously. And an armed unmanned surface vessel launched from Houthi-controlled Yemen got within a couple of miles of U.S. Navy and commercial vessels in the Red Sea before detonating on Thursday, just hours after the White House and a host of partner nations issued a final warning to the Iran-backed militia group to cease the attacks or face potential military action. Vice Admiral Brad Cooper, the head of the U.S. Navy operations in the Middle East, said it was the first time the Houthis had used an unmanned surface vessel since their harassment of commercial ships in the Red Sea began after the outbreak of the Israel-Hamas war. They have, though, used them in years past. At the United Nations, U.S. Deputy Ambassador Christopher Lu said at an Emergency Security Council meeting Wednesday that Iran has supplied the Houthis with money and advanced weapons systems, including drones, land attack cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles. He said Iran also has been deeply involved in planning the Houthis' attack on commercial vessels in the Red Sea. Brought to you by Click. The Government Secondary School Sports Association resuming its sports calendar with basketball being played at the C.I. Gibson and D.W. Davis gyms. GSSA President Varel Davis says that they are having a good season so far and are happy to resume the sporting activities with basketball. Action picks up today when the Anatole Rogers High School Timberwolves senior girls and senior boys teams play the C.R. Walker Senior High Knights at the D.W. Davis Gym. At C.I. Gibson Gym, the junior girls and boys divisions will pit the A.F. Hadley Junior High Tigers and the T.A. Thompson Junior High Scorpions against each other. Action at both gyms getting underway at 4 p.m. From the NBA, with 3 seconds left in a tie game, Denver Nuggets coach Michael Malone set up Nikola Jokic to be the safety valve on an inbounds pass at the far end. Jamal Murray, the first option, wasn't available. Neither was second choice. Instead, Aaron Gordon got the ball to Jokic, who took 3 dribbles across half court, stopping at launching a 40-footer. That gave the Nuggets a stunning 130-127 victory after trailing by 18 points in the fourth quarter. They closed with a 25-4 run. Jokic had 34 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds. He tied it at 127 with a short jumper with 26 left. Golden State's final possession ended with Stephen Curry's turnover, setting the stage for Jokic's winner. Another exciting game, the first battle between Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo and San Antonio Spurs rookie sensation Victor Wembanyama, and exceeded the hype. Antetokounmpo had 54 points and 14 rebounds. Milwaukee overcame an electric performance by Wemby on his 20th birthday to beat the San Antonio team 125-121 on Thursday night. Wemby had 27 points. Devin Vassell led the Spurs with 34. That sports brought to you by Kalik, inviting you to Phil Stubbs live at the Nassau Cruiseport Amphitheater on Saturday, January 13th. Join Phil Stubbs, Nishi LS, and Ira Store and the Spank Band for an amazing night of pure Bahamian music, sponsored by Kalik and Ron Ricardo. General admission $50, VIP 75. SkyPods also available. Get your tickets now at BahamasEtickets.com. That's Phil Stubbs and friends live at Nassau Cruiseport Saturday, January 13th. Don't miss it. Time now for your first look at weather for today. We've got a weak frontal boundary that continues to slowly drift through the northwest and central Bahamas before becoming stationary later today. Beachgoers should exercise caution along Atlantic-exposed beaches due to the risk of rip currents. For today, for the northwest and central islands, we're looking at variably cloudy and breezy conditions with a few isolated showers, mainly near the frontal boundary through tonight. For boaters, small craft caution remains in effect, and an advisory will come into effect tonight. Winds northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, building to 15 to 25 knots tonight in the northwest Bahamas. Northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 knots this afternoon in the Central Islands. Seas 4 to 6 feet today, increasing to 5 to 8 feet tonight in the northwest Bahamas, 4 to 6 feet. Falling to 2 to 4 feet this afternoon in the Central Islands. Seas higher in offshore swells for both areas. For the southeastern Bahamas today, partly sunny and warm, with a chance of isolated showers, becoming fair and mild tonight. Small craft should exercise caution in sea swells. Winds north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, becoming 15 to 20 knots tonight. Seas 2 to 4 feet, building to 4 to 6 feet tonight. Seas higher in offshore swells. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at highs getting up to around 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 66 Fahrenheit, 19 Celsius. We're currently at about 71 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up after traffic in just a bit. Good morning, Blend. We're coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary School. Special edition of the show today. A lot of exciting things happening here. We'll tell you about that throughout the morning here. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Champ, baby girl, cable guy is here.
Since the very beginning, you have been with us.
This is called wave, and this is called the internet.
Okay.
All right, so you can
For over 2 decades, we've been with you every step of the way.
Weebo is total class. Look at her go. She's in front.
I fell over here and president.
So yeah, times may have changed, and so have your needs as our valued customers. But some connections stand the test of time. Rev, we're with you.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Scotia is turning your wishes into wins this holiday season. Spend $120 or more on your Scotia credit card between October 25th and January 10th, 2024 for a chance to win an amazing prize valued at $15,000, plus 2 consolation prizes of $5,000 each. Don't have a Scotia credit card yet? Apply today for a Scotiabank credit card online at bs.scotiabank.com or visit any Scotiabank branch. Conditions apply.
Nassau Cruise Port presents Phil Stubbs Live at the all-new Nassau Cruise Port Amphitheater, January 13th. Gates open at 7 p.m., showtime 9 p.m.
Book your tickets now at BahamasEtickets.com.
General admission $50, 75 VIP. Prepare to be blown away as we kick things off with one of the Bahamas' beloved artists. You're raking and scraping with Ira Store, Nishi LS, and Phil Stubbs Live.
Sponsored by Kalik and Ron Ricardo. Nassau Cruise Port, the place to be.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. You can text us as well on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 4224796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I am Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Stephen Hanna. Stephen Hanna, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning. What's up?
Listen carefully. We know what today is. You need to be in a better mood, sir. You can hear it.
Happy birthday to you. Who did Anita fall?
This guy. Happy birthday, Stephen Hanna. I so appreciate you coming here with us today on your birthday when you could be sleeping in. What? We need to get him some cake. Let's get him some cake. How old are you today? You know, the people want to know. They want to play that number.
Is it a even year or odd year?
If this year is, it's an even year. It's a leap year,
37.
Too. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, look at you. Congratulations. Glad that you're spending it with us.
Yeah. We made it.
He's only pretending. He's very happy. He's happy that we remembered. He's happy that we're playing the song.
Yeah, they got it. Yay. Very hype.
You're not fooling anybody, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
What are your plans? Any plans today?
No plans.
No plans.
Gotta go home and edit.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. But hey, thank you for being here. And we are on location today. I'm sure you can see that.
Yes.
We're at C.W. Sawyer Primary School. They've got some big things happening, the Osprey Awards, and they're doing some wonderful things with literacy, and we're going to find out all about that this morning. I think after all the bad news we've had all week long, we desperately needed this, and I'm looking forward to it today. That's all coming up. But let's begin, though, with what else is happening in the news.
Give you my doctor.
Okay, in the news, this headline, we oppose FOIA idea. What in God's name? There's a picture of Fred Mitchell right next to it. This can't be real. Rachel Scott writing about it today. PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell said yesterday the Davis administration opposes the idea of the Freedom of Information Act, claiming it's nothing more than a, quote, bunch of public relations because there is no issue with access to information in the Bahamas. Is there a different place called the Bahamas? Or
I mean, no,
I mean, people leak stuff, so I mean, that's how we find out things generally. But okay,
yeah,
anyway,
they don't leak everything.
They don't leak everything. No,
they only leak it to certain people
and to suit a certain purpose.
Right.
But okay. Mitchell's comment coming amid a renewed discussion over the pending full implementation of the act, which was passed in 2017. Mitchell said, "Quote: We oppose this Freedom of Information Act idea. The F&M has this view. They've passed something called the Fiscal Responsibility Act, the Procurement Act, the Freedom of Information Act. All of these things really have nothing to do with ordinary lives versus just a bunch of public relations, accounting procedures, and confusing activity with action." So the Prime Minister is saying, yeah, we've got our Freedom of Information Act, and we'll get to it.
Wait 1 second. Confusing accountability with action.
Activity.
Why does it have to be either or?
Well, he said, I don't know.
No, because I mean, like, it makes it sound like you could either have accountability or you could have us do stuff.
I don't understand what
It's the only way to do stuff, like, if you're unaccountable or if you're like, what is it, extrajudicial?
It's distracting. to make them have to do these things.
Yeah, I mean,
so we won't get any activity or accountability because now we have to do these things to appease you, I guess.
It is at the very least disingenuous because we cannot, and the reason that this example comes to mind is because, once again, it was Minister Mitchell who said, y'all can't do nothing, I'm paraphrasing, y'all can't do nothing if we don't declare. Right? He was the one who said that, I think a term and a half ago. Right? And it's like, we don't have to declare what will happen. Y'all can't do nothing. I'm paraphrasing. All right? We can't find out which of the MPs have declared unless the MP themselves says, oh yeah, I've declared, or no, I haven't declared, or I'm going to check. We can't find out that information, which is a crime.
Absolutely.
Because when you don't do what the law says, you're in breach of the law. That's a crime. You're a criminal because criminals commit crimes, especially if you do it over and over again. Now that's your profession. That's your practice. It's your religion. It's not your profession, it's your religion. Right? If you religiously commit a crime, you're a criminal by religion. You're not Anglican. So with that said.
Oh, dear Lord.
Right? We have somebody who's saying that he works with criminals at the very least, and there's nothing that we can do about it.
And they don't like the idea of being accountable.
And
you're being
now he's defending the criminality because he's saying you want us to be accountable like the law says. As a legislator, I find that annoying.
Yeah, take away the time they have to commit the crimes.
At the very best, it's disingenuous because it's not true that there are means to go about finding any information. I can't, if I want to find out stuff about my own passport, my own information.
But he's disagreeing with you. Listen,
he can disagree all he wants. It's not true.
He says, the Prime Minister is saying, yeah, we've got a Freedom of Information Act, and we'll get to it. If you want information from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you can come and get it. There's no issue with information being disclosed in this country.
Does he mean specifically his ministry?
Maybe. The Passport Office falls under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, does it not?
It doesn't fall under any ministry.
Where is it now?
I don't know what that garbage is.
Oh, but you're being facetious, but it does.
They fall, and that is where you can end the sentence.
Well, okay. A Freedom of Information bill was passed under the last Ingram administration. A revamped FOIA bill was passed in 2017 under the Christie administration. On Sunday, Information Commissioner Keith Thompson, who was appointed under the Minnis administration in 2021, told the NASA Guardian that his office has already done all it can to get the FOIA pilot program to a point of being able to be launched. However, he said the technology required to facilitate requests was still needed, and noted that this was in the purview of the Office of the Prime Minister.
We can't get them to answer the phone. At many of these government ministries, how are we going to get the information? Do we send it to the non-existent email? To the non-existent website? What do we do?
The email exists. Does anyone read the emails, though? That's the question. Now, of course, you remember when asked on Tuesday whether there are still plans for FOIA to be fully implemented during this term, Davis said he remains committed, but said it's not a top priority at this time, noting instead that the government is focused on addressing the cost of living issues in the country. Yesterday, Mitchell doubled down on that position. He said, while answering questions from reporters in Grand Bahama, quote, the issue right now is high prices flowing into the high prices in the country. That's an issue. The issue is how are we going to stop these young men from killing one another every day? That's an issue. Freedom of information? I don't think so. And it's bureaucratic, expensive to execute. And I'm not sure you get any results from it that people can actually see. Now, while Mitchell dubbed the legislation a philosophical difference between the FNM and the PLP, freedom of information and the need for it has long been a topic of discussion in the country, with successive governments promising to do what it takes to put in place the processes needed to ensure access to information. In its Blueprint for Change pre-election document, the Davis-led PLP promised the full implementation of FOIA, but Davis's latest comments have raised concern among many who have been watching the effort repeatedly stall for more than a decade. In a statement yesterday, the Organization for Responsible Governance said addressing the immediate cost of living challenges and bringing the Freedom of Information Act into effect are not mutually exclusive actions. Org said, quote, a fully enacted FOIA can bring many social and economic benefits that will support sustainable national development, including more effective decision-making, more efficient government spending, less wastage, increased public trust, which fosters economic confidence and investment. Okay. Wow. All right, let's get your reaction to all this, folks. You can give us a call. You can tweet us and Facebook us and text us. But let's hear what you have to say. Call us 323-6232, 325-4316, or 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, or text us 422-4796.
So, all right. So here's the issue, right? On one end, I have no faith and confidence in any version of Freedom of Information Act, right? For it to do what we need it to do.
Why?
Because you know how people say the master's tools can't dismantle the master's house. They'll put up enough blockades in it that no one will know how to use it effectively against them. Mm-hmm. And even if you figure out how to use it effectively against them, they'll just be inefficient, which they're talented and inefficient, right? So you'll never get the information that will free you, right? What we would need more than anything is protection for persons who already do what it is that's being done, which is leaking stuff, going to the public and talking. If we had protections for those people, freedom of information wouldn't matter, because one day Stephen come there, he support one political party, he say something, he leak some documents. Then Wally come, he support another political party, he leak the other documents. There'll be enough people around leaking all the documents left and right, to explain what is happening, that we wouldn't, none of this would matter. And then people say, oh, everything don't need to get leaked. You're correct, everything don't need to get leaked. But at the same time, there are some things that ain't gonna ever come out unless they get leaked, all right? Now, in terms of specifically what Minister Mitchell is saying, I fear that he and many senior members of the cabinet suffer from the inability to code switch, all right? The reason the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister is because, much to the chagrin of all the journalists everywhere, he speaks one way with one audience and another way to another audience. Clearly, this is the way Minister Mitchell speaks somewhere, and felt comfortable enough to say it aloud in front of a reporter.
No, he was answering questions from reporters.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, whatever the circumstance, this made sense to him to say aloud. And the last time he said it, he didn't get any backlash, right? You're in an echo chamber of some sort, so you think this is the way to speak, and that's fine, right? He's intelligent enough to get away with it, but at the same time, does it hurt their overall objective? Yes. All right? Now, the Prime Minister, on the other hand, they was running to hide the speech that he didn't like for Key for some reason, when after hearing parts of the speech, that make me want to vote for him, right? But the reason that the reason that someone didn't want the speech to get out is because they knew that Stephen ain't the person who could ever give them $100,000 or $1 million to run their campaign. Somebody will be offended by what he says,
very interesting.
and it might hurt them on the back end. So it isn't. But I think that what he said at Life Key in the speech is how the Prime Minister actually feels, but cannot say aloud sometimes. But he has the knowledge to say, I'm not going to say that at OPM. I'm not going to release
it's
that.
interesting he said it at Life Key, because I think a lot of those people are
he's saying it to them because he said it to them for a reason. That was a threat. And I believe it was a threat. I believe it was a threat. I believe it was like, get it together. That's what Stephen believes.
All right, let's take these calls, and we got a lot of text messages coming in as well. Caller, good morning. You're on Morning Blend.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Hi.
Good morning.
And good morning to your guest. I wanted to comment on the Prime Minister's ill-advised, if he got advice on his commentary with respect to the Freedom of Information Act. I think
the Prime Minister or Fred Mitchell's?
Well, Greg Davis was also in the news the other day saying it's not priority on his government agenda at the time. And obviously the rest of this is in sync with that mindset.
I mean, our priority is a whole lot better than saying we oppose it.
Well, again,
Mitchell's now saying
there's a synergy between what the half part that Mr. Davis put perhaps in a diplomatic way. You read through the lines, you know that's his code word if it's not coming. Mr. Mitchell is saying it out loud, but there's a synergy between the two if you read the tea leaves. For me, I just think that government needs to understand that when they have these moments, it speaks volumes to their willingness to allow the Bahamian people to have full access to information. And information is power. And what they are saying and have said for the last 15 years that we've been doing this dance is that in an information age, they know that if Bahamians had any idea of some of the things that these governments were doing, a whole lot of them would never see the light of day to be elected. And it's regrettable that something so valuable to the Bahamian people is receiving the kind of disrespect and disregard from our politicians. And I would say this to the Prime Minister and the people who advise him and give him advice. I believe that this could be one of the biggest political mistakes that he would make with the conscious Bahamians, because no Bahamian who's conscious would want to support a government who continues to deny them access to information. You can't have effective government without it.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad look, but thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Dwight. Anyway, never mind. Yes. I feel that this may be a response to the leader of the opposition saying what the leader of the opposition said.
Yeah, it was just...
But I'm saying that's a part of the issue, whereas like you...
You mean just responding just because?
Yeah, just responding just because.
But to say something even more outrageous?
Yeah,
just because?
But now what's going to happen is the good that was going to be done, right? If you say, okay, our priority is making sure that Bahamians could eat food. Our priority is making sure inflation go down.
Right, that your sons don't get killed.
That your sons don't get killed in the street. That you got to complain about flooding, not from rain, but from blood running in the streets.
Wow.
Will all now be overlooked. You ain't going to get the support that you was going to get, because now we're all focusing on you saying, also, I doing stuff and you ain't going to ever know about it, and you can't do nothing about it, and that's your business.
Yeah,
we don't take
I think
class.
the people who've been complaining about a lack of FOIA are not going to stop saying this.
No,
right?
no.
So maybe their
But
supporters...
now other people will join in their chorus. We mention FOIA in passing all the time, but this is the longest conversation that we've had about it.
I don't know about that, but this, we haven't had this long a conversation in a while.
Right.
In a while. But okay.
I'm saying
but we've had full shows on it.
No. I'm not saying that we never had a full show to explain what it
because
is.
we've given up almost.
But I'm saying, ORG has come on and explained what freedom of information is. Other people have come on and explained what freedom of information is and why it'd be good and why we need it and whatever. But in the past years, the most we've had is somebody saying, a caller will call and say, when we gonna get freedom of information? Huh? And then we move on to a different topic. It was a talking point, but it wasn't.
No, I think you're feeding into what Fred Mitchell's trying to say.
No. I'm saying
that's not
he's now done the reverse of what he wanted. So now we are going to have to talk about it. Maybe that was his plan. Maybe he loves freedom of information, and he's like, the only way to get the people talking about it, I will be the devil's advocate. I'll be the evil guy. I'm going to say, you ain't going to never have it. And Bahamians, they love to fight me. So now they can fight it. And then I could be like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess we have to have it.
It's a lot of work.
Right. I think that might be it.
Wow.
He's like, this is the only way we could get support.
Okay. He's the bad cop. Okay. Anyway, let's see what these text messages are saying. They're saying the government needs to implement FOIA ASAP. You can get more information on Bermuda government and their ministers on their website than I can get in my own country. I know what was spent by the premier on his trip to COP28. We must and will do better in this country. Well, I don't know about the will do part, but we must. Yes, indeed. Okay. That's interesting. This one says here, Mr. Mitchell doth protest too much. If the FOIA bill has been passed and so much work has been done, what's the obvious problem in the name of transparency and efficiency? Okay. Anyway, Fred Mitchell could be the smartest person in the country next to Steve. I don't think I have the right name. I think they meant to say Sean McQueenie. Okay. Rest assured, he does not believe any of what he's saying. He is at heart a freedom fighter. This is what you're saying. Did you text this? He doesn't believe what he's saying. He's a freedom fighter. He's saying this for the dumb and blind among supporters, the ones who will say, that's right, tell him. He's...
That's the same thing, though. That's like you were not speaking to a closed room with only supporters and telling them, everybody turn off your phone before I say this piece. You wasn't doing that. You're saying this in public to a reporter. This person's only job is to wait for you to say something dumb so that they could have a headline above the fool.
Wow.
You did not do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that was the point, then you failed.
Interesting. Okay, I mean, that's some deep stuff. I don't know. I think the number of years this is taking, I believe this is the view of most people around here. This person says that these guys have zero interest in bettering our country, fluff-talking men and women, just wanting a good-paying job and power. This person says here, Fred Mitchell is going right back down the same road they went that caused them to lose the first time. We, the citizens, are telling our government that we want FOIA, and they are telling us that they're too stupid to know what we want. I agree with Stephen. They will red tape the process even if it is allowed, but it's a start.
So before we started, remember we were talking, the three of us were saying, hey, in other countries, it ain't a matter of you need to go and ask for this thing, right? After a certain amount of time, that thing expires and it just becomes public knowledge. It will be published whether you like it or not. And that forces people to remember, hey, if you live to be 80, everything you do when you're 30, coming out. So don't think that anything that you do right now just could disappear. When you're 80 years old, we could be like, $50,000 gone missing in the 80s when you was in charge of this corporation. Where that money gone? That's going to come out. We don't have nothing like that. There are things about, well, first of all, we don't support the libraries and the archives and all these different stuff enough in this country to even be recording the history properly. But let's say if you wanted to find out information about what a certain MP was making or a speech from a certain MP from the 1980s, how difficult would that be? How difficult is it to find a voice recording of the Prime Minister of the Bahamas from 73 to 92?
Well, that's a little different. That's incompetence on the part.
That's not incompetence. That was on purpose.
You think so?
I'm not asking.
No, I mean, these people went over tapes and deleted. They were...
That's not a question. That was a practice, right? But I'm saying I can't find a recording of the voice of the first Prime Minister of this country with ease. Right? And the only reason that we have...
I don't think that was intentional.
Okay.
Maybe certain speeches, but I mean, knowing the nature of things in the 70s, even in other parts of the country, they recorded over shows. It's terrible. Lots of history was lost.
I understand that. And that's fine. We can agree to disagree. All right? But the difficulty in finding something like that, you can enact all the FOIA you want. If the only information that you're looking for is a triplicate piece of paper that was photocopied in 2 years ago or whatever, I could lose that today.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but we need to start. And we need to change the mindset.
But I'm saying part of it is also let's not
know that need to be accountable.
Right, but let's not just rely on simply saying this is the matchable, this is the solution. We need more avenues to get the truth, right? If the truth is only going to come out in a timely manner by saying if somebody whistleblows to something that is legitimate or whatever, they don't go to jail. They don't get charged with some obscure law that says you can't do whatever. That will help us to get the information that we're looking for. Not just saying we're going to apply for this thing, and then when we apply, the person say, "Oh, we ain't know where that paper is."
Yeah, if we could start,
I'm saying both. It's not either. I'm just saying that we need more.
Yeah, because we can't. Do you want to speak, producer? Producer saying stuff off here, but yeah, if we started, this mindset would change. It would change, and the longer we wait to implement this, the more it's going to continue to be like that. It's going to be more deeply entrenched in our DNA in this country.
It's worse than you think.
It's been getting worse. It's worse than it was a few years ago. I can tell you that now. But anyway, we got to go to a break. And again, we're broadcasting live from C.W. Sawyer Primary. Big things happening here today. We're very excited about this, and they're going to tell us about it throughout the show this morning. And again, folks, hey, remember to tell Stephen Hanna happy birthday if you see him today. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Oh, did I eat up all the food? Did I drink down all the rum sweet? We can scrape it dance all night long to the sounds of the ancient man. Now you done blow your candle, you done look on all your gifts. We done sing a happy birthday and you done made your birthday wish.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Investigators will try to find out now why a 17-year-old student opened fire at a school in Perry, Iowa yesterday, killing a 6th grader and wounding 5 others before he was found dead, apparently having killed himself, say authorities. The AP said Donahue with the latest.
The call came in just before the start of school.
We've got an active shooter situation at Perry High School. We need General.
A 6th grader was shot and killed. Mitch Mortvedt with the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation identified the gunman as a 17-year-old student, Dylan Butler.
Butler was armed with a pump-action shotgun and a small-caliber handgun. Butler also made a number of social media posts in and around the time of the shooting.
He later died of what investigators believe was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Friends like Yesenia Roeder Hall describe Butler as a good person.
He got tired of the bullying. He got tired of the harassment. Was it a smart idea to shoot up the school? No. God, no. And I am mad at him for that.
Among those shot was the principal of Perry High School. I'm Ed Donahue.
They're trying to figure out why this happened. A New York City subway train derailed yesterday after colliding with another train at low speed. More than 20 people hurt, but not seriously. This woman was on one of the trains.
We were on the train, and then there was a sudden jerk forward, a jerk back. Everyone started falling on top of each other. And then there was just basically silent.
She talked to WABC TV in New York. Mother Nature's letting lots of us have it again. Snow expected this weekend in parts of Maryland and up into the Northeast. Heavy rain across the South and Southeast. At least 6 people were killed in what appears to have been an Israeli airstrike overnight on a home in Rafah in southern Gaza. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is heading to the Middle East this weekend. This is AP News. Now to a woman who wanted to end her life. The AP's Norman Hall.
A terminally ill Connecticut woman has ended her life on her own terms in Vermont. Linda Bluestein pushed for expanded access to Vermont's law that allows people who are terminally ill to receive lethal medication to end their lives in Vermont. The group Compassion and Choices filed a suit on Bluestein's behalf, challenging Vermont's residency requirement for assisted suicide. The state agreed to settle, allowing Bluestein, a Connecticut resident, to die in Vermont. Paul Bluestein called Linda's passing comfortable and peaceful, just like she wanted. Bluestein, who had terminal cancer, ended her life by taking prescribed medication. She expressed her happiness at ending her suffering. I'm Norman Hall.
Mortgage rates are up a little bit, ending a 9-week slide. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage is up to 6.62%. I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
Now it's 7:49, time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean for more information. In your real-time traffic this morning, usual hotspots are getting hot this morning. We've got Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic northbound. As you approach Harold Pond, you're going to see that in the northbound lanes, heading toward Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Over on Glaston Road, also busy for you about midway between Fire Trail and JFK Drive, Bahama Boulevard. You'll see that traffic northbound for you this morning. Elsewhere, we've got some building traffic on Blue Hill Road near Carmichael and just north of Soldier Road on the way to the roundabout with Independence Drive. And then we've got pockets along Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections and the Robinson Road, especially between Old Trail and East-West Highway. That's what we're seeing so far. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. Morning Blend Traffic brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean. Time for another check of your weather, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got a weak frontal boundary that continues to slowly drift through the northwest and central Bahamas before becoming stationary later today. Beachgoers should exercise caution along Atlantic exposed beaches due to the risk of rip currents. For the northwest and central Bahamas today, forecast calls for variably cloudy and breezy conditions, with a few isolated showers possible, mainly near the frontal boundary as it moves through into tonight. Smoke-out caution remains in effect, and an advisory will come into effect tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, partly sunny and mild with a chance of isolated showers, becoming fair and mild tonight. Smoke-out should exercise caution in swells. Temperature-wise, we are gradually warming up ahead of this front that's going to come in and cool things down again. But look for highs getting close to 80 today, 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 66 Fahrenheit, 19 Celsius. In your extended outlook, that frontal boundary over the central Bahamas will gradually dissipate, and another stronger front is expected to move into the northwest Bahamas on Sunday, producing some shower activity as well. So for Saturday, tomorrow, partly sunny and a bit breezy, with a chance of isolated showers, becoming partly cloudy with scattered showers at night in the northwest Bahamas, fair and mild elsewhere at night. For Sunday, mostly cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the northwest and central Bahamas, variably cloudy and mild with a chance of showers in the southeastern Bahamas. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Feel the power of the electric revolution. Swing by Easy Car Sales for a test drive in an electric vehicle. It's a ride you won't forget, and you'll have a great time. Visit easy242.com and see where an electric future can take you.
Whether you're looking for your first or new home or even using your existing home as equity, RBC understands that your journey to home ownership is unique and your mortgage financing should reflect that. That is why at RBC we have dedicated mortgage specialists that provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. Best of all, the RBC mortgage team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage costs. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
Wherever you're headed, the Custom Computers Know-How team is standing by to help guide you in the East and the West. We now have 2 convenient locations on Patton Street in Palmdale and our newest store in the Caves Village Shopping Plaza through the Blake Road entrance. Discover the latest products by top international brands and the knowledge you need to unleash tomorrow's technology today. Drop by Custom Computers out east or out west. We're open Saturdays from 10 till 4. There's a new electric vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage costs. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk. All day.
The sun comes up with a burning glow, shines down on paradise below. I'm talking about the Bahamas, you know, a beautiful archipelago. Go, pride,
Here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary School. I don't think we've ever done a remote out of school before. So that's amazing, right? We're making history. No, we did one. We did a junior high. Yes, that was a long time ago. So our first primary school. So that's wonderful. That's right, C.W. Sawyer. Twice strong, Stephen Hatter, the birthday boy, and we've got a whole lot to talk about this morning. Very, very happy. We've got the entire administration here pretty much with us this morning. We've got Principal Joan, you say Joan, right? Not Joanne. Joan Knowles. We've got Vice Principal Joya Cash. We've got Senior Mistress Tara Deveaux and Senior Mistress Brenda Toote. Ladies, great to have you with us. Thank you for having us here. Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight and Stephen.
All right. So we'll let you start us off, Principal Knowles. C.W. Sawyer, why are we here today? What is happening here today?
We are here today because we're celebrating successes of our students and teachers in the reading comprehension area.
Wow.
It's called the Osprey Award, and we want to celebrate them in grand style. Mm-hmm. So we said we'll bring them on the radio. We'll bring personnel in, all celebrities, in to highlight them, and we will be giving them a grand token for their efforts.
This is
the
amazing.
teachers will get a grand token.
All right, so take us back. How did this get started? Have you been doing a literacy program for a long time? I mean, it's a school, of course, you've been doing
Okay.
that. But how did it get to the Osprey Awards?
Okay, when I became principal in 2020, we were struggling very much so
That was
because
a tough
we were
time.
under the pandemic.
Yeah.
And children were home and their reading scores were not doing as well as they should.
Mm-hmm.
But when we returned face to face in 2022, then we realized how much they really suffered from the pandemic because the scores, let me look at my scores here. In reading comprehension in 2021, we were at 38%.
Wow.
With students achieving the A through C grades.
Mm-hmm.
When they came from 2019, before I became principal, it was at 56%, so that's a big drop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then in 2022, we said we have to do something different. So the teachers started doing more reading strategies to build up the school. But then we had Miss Joya Cash came on board, and she said, we're going to push the reading block, which the Ministry of Education has been trying to push for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And under Van Red Jack, I think she introduced it to all the schools. And Miss Cash loves reading, so she was going to make sure that gets off the ground. But we'll come back to Miss Cash because she's going to talk more about the Osprey Award and the reading block after I finish talking about the history of the school.
Okay, all right.
Yes. So the school started in 1975, September 4th. And it started because the population of the Yellow Elder community had grown so much that the Yellow Elder Primary School, it was the first school in Yellow Elder, couldn't hold all the students. So they said, we need to build another primary school. Thus, C.W. Sawyer came into existence. Panel fab building by the American company. But since then, we've been renovated, so now we are stone structure.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many students do you have attending
Well,
C.W. Sawyer?
Let me go back. Way back, it started out with 900 plus students. Then when we came here, in 2019, when Ms. Deveaux and Ms. Toote took over as senior mistresses, it was up to 600 plus students, 614 students. And then when we came on, March 21st, it went up to 626. Then in April to June, it dropped to 613. 2022, when we returned face to face, we had 539 on the register. But now we only have 452 students.
What's accounting for that? Why the drop?
A lot of students, well, we were under renovation in 2020 to 2022. And I think some parents thought we weren't coming back.
Oh, boy.
So the school was closed for a long time. And also the pandemic, a lot of students got lost in the mix somewhere there. Okay, so even though we went around walkabouts looking for our children, we couldn't find most of them. But they're returning slowly, but surely, because they know we're open now.
So where did they go? Do you know?
Some went to other schools, like, I don't want to call school names, but they went to other schools in the vicinity.
Do you think some didn't go back to school at all?
Some didn't go back to school at all, and some are just returning this term. After all that time, just returning.
Wow. Yes. So what do you see? I mean, we're going to talk about the literacy in a moment, but I mean, what other issues are you seeing as a result of that? All this loss that we
also had loss
school.
in mathematics.
Yeah.
Very, very low scores in mathematics. And we were working on that as well to improve that. The mandate from the Ministry of Education is to improve literacy and numeracy. And I'm sure you've heard the Director of Education, Dominic McCartney Russell. She always harps on that. That's her baby, that she wants that to improve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you gave us a percentage before and during the pandemic.
Yes.
How are we doing now?
Academically?
Academically and especially with literacy.
Now, last term, June, we were suffering still because we got like 39% in reading comprehension. But after the reading block was implemented 100%, We rose this Christmas term, to 65%, which is a 26% increase. So we have to celebrate that.
So it's even higher than before the pandemic.
Much higher, yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. And we're not satisfied. We want to get even higher.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, Joya, Cash, I guess that's you. How did this work? What strategies did you implement? Yeah, tell us everything. Is yours on?
No.
Okay.
Okay, the reading block is a 90-minute period that starts at 9:10 in the morning until break time.
Okay.
That consists of sight word drills, phonics, reading comprehension, and oral reading, small group. It has all those elements for a reason because they all go together. And so we needed the teachers to buy into doing this.
That's every day?
Every day.
Okay.
Every morning. The same way, with excitement. So they needed some cool songs, sight word songs. Listen, Dwight, you need to come here and hear the drum beat we have going on in here in the mornings. The children love it. They go over their sight words. The sight words change every week or bi-weekly. They go over those because, sight words are words that you see in every sentence everywhere, so you can't read without them. Then we have to teach them phonics. That's the letters and the sounds. Now, you remember that from when you were in school. So we have to learn how to blend words together, and then we have the sight words that you have to know them when you see them. And then you have the reading comprehension skills like sequencing and characters, and this comes out of the stories. And so they implemented it, Dwight. We had to push them. And we are so proud of our teachers. We had to make this a big bash today.
Yeah.
Because they truly took it over the top when we made this initiative.
And you see in every grade from grade 1 straight to 6?
We've seen improvement, yes.
Wow.
So you want to hear what the goal was?
Tell us.
Okay. So you know how Oprah loves giving away prizes. Right? You get a car and I get a car. Everybody gets a car. I told him, I said, I wish I could give you a car. But I don't have a car to give you.
Plus, they don't have driver's licenses.
No, it's the teachers.
Oh, the teachers.
You have to
Oh, you're
motivate
doing
the
this to the
teachers
kids?
to motivate
really?
the students. We
Okay.
had to motivate the teachers to implement the reading block
Okay.
with passion and excitement and do it every day.
Okay.
So that's the first step.
Uh-huh.
How do you get them to do it? Because it is a shift. It is a shift from what they were used to, and it does take a lot of planning. But once you get into it, just like any routine, it becomes a habit. And that's what we needed them to just start doing it so it becomes a natural habit. And so how are we going to do that, Miss Knowles? I was like, come on, we got to come up with something. And the something was, if your grade level could improve your passes, A, B, and C's, by 5% by the Christmas term reporting period, each teacher gets $100 on your team.
Okay. Why?
If you can do that.
Right.
If you don't get that, the goal still is 10% improvement by June.
Excellent.
So if you bad like that, you could get $200 off of the school for the year. So that is the excitement. So that's the car.
Right.
That's the car. And so they bid into it. And let me tell you, they superseded the 5%. Can I tell you, grade 1, they went up by 39%.
Wow.
Grade 2, 45%. Grade 3, 50%. Grade 4, 15%. And grade 6, 55%.
Oh, my goodness.
At the Christmas report card period. And so you have to reward them. Ron Clark, he's very famous for an excellent school in Atlanta. I visited that school. He wrote the book, Move Your Bus. And in there, he talks about who is on your bus. Your school is your bus. Who's on your bus? You have runners, you have joggers, you have walkers, and you have riders. Now, you could imagine what a rider is. They just sitting. But the runners are who moves the school. And he says, reward your runners. Because if you reward a runner, what they can do?
Yeah.
What they can do, Dwight?
Wow.
They can run more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we're rewarding our runners today.
All right, so we're going to hear from the parents and the students today as well.
Yes.
But how has this impacted everything else at the school? Do you notice a change in discipline, a change in attitudes? What are we seeing?
Definitely,
Mr. Deveaux?
we would have noticed the improvement attitudes and discipline. Once you're prepared for your lessons, you're definitely going to find that discipline is not going to be a major issue in your class. And then you know the type of students that you're catering to. And so some of our classes are streamed or grouped based on ability. And so the teacher, she would be preparing her reading lesson, her reading block based on the children she has in front of her. And so when she is catering to those kids and their needs, you would find that the discipline wouldn't be an issue because what you are doing, even though we're doing the same topic over the different grade levels, the activities that are designed for those boys and girls sitting in front of her.
Yeah, this is amazing. This must feel really good.
It does. Yes, it does feel really good. Now, I supervise the upper floor, that include grades 4, 5, and 6. And if you were to come here in the morning from 9, 10, after worship and registration, you would be surprised to hear and the excitement going on in these classrooms.
Wow.
I sit right upstairs there, next to my office is grade 6. You can hear the drum, you can hear the sight words and songs, the vocabulary building. The children are excited. And we have a drummer up there. I mean, you can hear that on the highway out there. So listen, in the morning, things are happening here.
Yes.
Reading block from 9:10 to 10:40. The components of reading takes place here.
Amazing.
And it is improving the grades.
Yes.
Data has shown that our grades have improved, not only in the school-wide, but nationwide. In our GLAD results, we hardly used to see A, B's, and C's. Last year in GLAD, we saw A, B's, and C's. And so we are so excited for this program, and we want to motivate our students. You see, we modeled from the beginning of this school year how we wanted to see this block, this reading block. We modeled as administrators and had people come in, and then we, what's the word again?
Monitored.
We monitored, that's the word. We monitored those teachers. I know they were tired of seeing me in the classroom, but guess what? I wanted to make sure that what they were doing, what they were told to do. So as a result, we are seeing exciting results.
All right, we're going to go to news. I have so many more questions. We'll get to those after the break. And again, we're going to meet teachers and parents and students as well when we come back. We've been talking to Joan, Knowles, Joya Cash, Tara Deveaux, and Brenda Toote with CW Sawyer. We're broadcasting live at CW Sawyer today. We'll be back after the news. Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 99. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. And now at 8:18 now, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Nassau Cruise Port. We've got a weak frontal boundary that continues to slowly drift through the northwest and central Bahamas before becoming stationary later today. Beachgoers should exercise caution along Atlantic exposed beaches due to the risk of rip currents. For today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, we're looking at variably cloudy conditions, a bit breezy with a few isolated showers, possibly near the frontal boundary as it moves through tonight. Small craft caution remains in effect, and an advisory will come into effect tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, partly sunny and mild with a chance of an isolated shower, becoming fair and mild tonight. Small craft should exercise caution in swells. Temperature-wise, today is going to be much warmer than it's been the past few days. Look for highs approaching 80 degrees, 26, 27 Fahrenheit. We're looking at overnight lows tonight getting down to about 66 Fahrenheit, 19 Celsius. In your extended outlook, that frontal boundary over the central Bahamas will gradually dissipate, and another stronger front will move into the northwest Bahamas by Sunday, and that's going to bring some shower activity as well. So ahead of that front for Saturday, tomorrow, partly sunny and a bit breezy with a chance of isolated showers, becoming partly cloudy with scattered showers at night in the northwest Bahamas, fair and mild elsewhere at night. And for Sunday, mostly cloudy, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the northwest and central Bahamas, variably cloudy and mild with a chance of showers in the southeastern islands. That's your morning blend weather check. Brought to you by Nassau Cruise Port. The Nassau Cruise Port and Zamar Productions presents Phil Stubbs live this January 13th. Also performing Nishi LS and Ira's Store in the Spank Band. Tickets are $50 general admission, $75 for VIP. Available at BahamasEtickets.com and at the Plantation Bar and Grill, Caves Heights, and Miniso at the Mall Marathon. Doors open 7 p.m., showtime 9 p.m. Phil Stubbs live at Nassau Cruise Port, Saturday, January 13th. Traffic for this morning brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean for more information. In your real-time traffic, we've got Milo Butler Highway still seeing some heavy traffic about midway between Fire Trail and Tawny Glen's Darling Highway. As you are near Harold Pond, you'll see that heavy traffic in front of you. Northbound, traffic is backed up a bit along Tawny Glen's Darling Highway as well, westbound. Glaston Road is busy for you, just north of Fire Trail, straight up to the roundabout with Bahamar Boulevard and John F. Kennedy Drive. And we've got Blue Hill Road seeing some traffic near Carmichael and especially north of Soldier Road, northbound to Independence Drive. And East Street as well, northbound, just north of Soldier Road. You're going to be seeing some heavy traffic there. Another hot spot, Robinson Road between Soldier and Old Trail, westbound traffic, seeing slow-moving traffic there. And Soldier Road's busy from that intersection straight up through Village, Wolf, and Bernard Road. A bit of congestion just west of Fox Hill on Eastern Road up to Johnson Road if you're heading westbound. And pockets along Prince Charles Drive. Go slow on West Bay Street near Saunders Beach. And the roundabout with New Providence Highway, also heavy traffic for you eastbound. Just entering and exiting that roundabout onto West Bay. Those are your hot spots. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean.
We know buying your new ride is a very personal experience with many decisions to make. That's why we leave the car choice to you and ask that you leave the rest to one of our RBC Auto Finance specialists, trained to provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream car a reality. The RBC Auto Finance team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/lovemyride to connect with an RBC Auto Finance specialist in your area.
Hey, 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 Bahama Rock. Hey, 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 Bahama Rock. Everybody's out there on the dock. They're doing what we call Bahama Rock. Hey, 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 oh yeah, Bahama Rock. Early in the morning till late at night, everybody's happy, no one's uptight. Early in the morning till late at night, everybody's happy, no one's uptight. Rock from sun to sun, and then we give the drummer some.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're broadcasting live from C.W. Sawyer Primaries. A special edition of the show today. We're celebrating the Osprey Awards and the literacy program here at the school. And we are having a great conversation. We've got Principal Joan Knowles, Vice Principal Joya Cash. We've got Senior Mistresses Tara Deveaux and Brenda Toote. And we're going to be meeting parents and students and teachers a little bit later. But during the break, birthday boy Stephen Hanna, just so cool and casual, mentioning that he went to C.W. Sawyer too. I didn't remember that, but so awesome. You welcome back home.
Welcome home.
You don't bring it up much. No. Okay. So how does it feel to be home?
My mic is dead.
Okay. You're talking to this one.
Yeah. No. What was the question? Yeah. No. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not from QC, so I don't constantly find a way to drag my school into a conversation for every single conversation.
Okay, this is why we have to take his mic away from him. I don't understand. And now, okay.
What I was saying was,
my goodness.
I don't recall the bird being as prominent. You could ask Wally when we were walking in. I was like, when did this happen? All right. Because, and once again, this is not to say that there wasn't an animal assigned to the school, but in 97, I don't recall.
All of our guest miles are open right now. Like, what is this guy saying?
In our school, so we are highlighting
That's fine.
the osprey bird,
Right.
which represents vigor, distinction, and prominence.
Right.
Thank you, Principal Knowles.
I will say, as an aside, right, one of the things, and I mean, to some extent, I blame myself because as an adult now, I've also still not gone and researched it. One of the things that I feel that we dropped the ball with, if you name a school after somebody, everybody who leaves that school should know who the person is, right?
Yes.
I do not know anything about C.W. Sawyer. I believe his first name is Charles.
Charles Walpole.
But I assume that because C.W. Saunders is also Charles.
Charles Walpole Sawyer.
When I went to Prince, Reverend Saunders was asking, so I know he's a Charles. So I just assume because everybody had the same name back then.
They do get us mixed up.
No, right?
So
but
we always say the government school on Harrow Road.
Who Charles Walpole Sawyer is.
Tell us a little about him right now.
Okay, Charles Walpole Sawyer, he was an educator for 57 years. He started out as a student, a teacher, and a pupil teacher. Then he became a headmaster. So, and he said he loved teaching. Let me say his words. He said, I was proud to be a teacher. I was interested in teaching, helping to advance the children. And that seems to be what I wanted and what I did.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah, he was powerful.
So that's a good person to name a school after.
Yes.
Wonderful stuff. All right, so all those amazing things you told us before the break, I wanted to ask you, what's been the response from the Department of Education, the Ministry of Education? Have they taken note of what's going on here at C.W. Sawyer, and are they trying to get other schools to do this too?
Well, Mr.
Tara Deveaux.
I'm not certain if the ministry has taken notice yet.
Mm.
However, the reason why we're on Guardian Talk Radio this morning, when we were having this conversation as to what we were going to do, I was like, Miss Cash, we have to be on Guardian Talk Radio when the most viewership. They will be listening. They will be hearing about the good things that's happening at C.W. Sawyer Primary School. And so if they didn't know yesterday or last month or the month before that, they definitely know now about the good things that is happening at C.W. Sawyer Primary School.
That's amazing. That's really, really good. Really good. All right, so we hear this a lot, that in primary school, the kids have enthusiasm, the parents have enthusiasm, everything's great. But once they get to junior high, things start to fall off a cliff. And I know you're all at primary school, but do you have any insight into what that's all about and what we can do to reverse that?
I think the partnership between home and school drops. When they come in preschool, because we have we have 3 preschool classes. Parents are all in.
Mm-hmm.
First grade, parents are all in. By grade 3, we see the parental support kind of slipping.
Oh boy.
Especially with boys, sad to say. But if we could keep that momentum, when you see parents are all in with the school, that's a marriage made for success. Because we have the child's best interest at heart, the parents have the child's best interest at heart. But as they get older, the parents just say, okay, go do what you have to do. Go to school, and that's as much as it. And so I think that's what happens. It slips.
Yeah. So what do you recommend? What do you say to parents to keep that energy up? Because they need it more, it seems, in junior
I would
and high
encourage
and
parents to not let go of their children, to check on them daily, check their bags, because they don't know what they're coming with or going with.
Yeah.
Some children, they carry weapons to school, drugs to school. Parents need to be more cognizant of what their children are up to, and call the school, find out how your child is doing, or show up. Don't just say, oh, my child failed, it's the end of the year, but you didn't even check the whole year.
Yeah, you can't.
You have to continually be checking on your child to make sure they are progressing.
Not just report card day.
Miss Deveaux, you want to say something on that vein, or Ms. Toote?
I just wanted to send a shout out to my teachers on the top floor, because I think they have done an excellent job. Can I call their names?
Sure.
Shout out to you, Miss Lockhart from grade 6 and Mrs. Neely. Shout out to you, Mr. Taylor and Miss Ambrista from grade 4. And shout out to you, Miss Johnson, Poitier, and Riley for a job well done. And for those of you who are listening to us out there, if you're looking for a school where excitement and fun is happening, come on down to C.W. Sawyer. Let me give you the Bahamian direction. If you know where A.F. Adley is on Blue Hill Road, well, come straight down on that road towards the end. And you're going to see a big yellow and white building right before the library. That is C.W. Sawyer. You are welcome.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to be outdone, outshined, but the teachers at the lower floor, they are the best. They are the brightest. And so we want to shout out to our first grade teachers. We have Miss Mortimer, we have Miss Newton, and we have Miss Smith in our first grade. In the grade 2, we have Miss Karen Sims, we have Miss Young, and we have Miss Miller. In grade 3, we have Miss Camp and Miss McCoy, and the third one we have Miss Miller. They have done an exceptional job. And in our preschool, we are so delighted to have a full preschool this time.
Wow.
The 3 classes, we have Miss Ferguson, we have Miss Roll, and Miss D. Roll, and we have Miss Johnson. They are doing an exceptional job. They tend to be the teachers with all the creative ideas at the lower floor. They tend to be the ones who tend to support us most. And we are happy to have them on board doing the work that they're doing with our boys and girls. It's not an easy task, especially considering that during COVID-19, our lower primary, they would have been in pre-K and they would have been in grade 1. You could imagine starting pre-K and grade 1 digitally, online.
My God.
It would have been a challenge. So only could imagine how those classroom environments were in September when those teachers would have received. We have a handful of students who parents were doing what they're supposed to do. And so it was easy. No matter who you put in those classes, who you place in those classrooms, it would have been easy for instruction. But for the many, they were given a full class and it would have been a challenge. And to know where they came from to where they are now. Not saying that we would have done everything that we could do now, we still have ways to go, but it's a vast improvement, and those teachers must be commended. Those boys and girls must be commended, and the parents who got on board to assist us in doing our job, they definitely must be commended.
Yeah, definitely. These results you can
We
you can
also
see.
have some teachers of the arts, because that that's very important too. We have a PE teacher who's our teacher of the year, Miss Christine Sinclair.
Okay.
We have Spanish Espanol by Mistress Roberts. And we also have a music teacher with a band that you would love to hear today, Miss Green.
Okay.
But Dwight, you know what else I want to tell you? Have you ever heard about teaching teachers' aides?
I have, but do we have them here?
Top level
Yep, okay.
teachers' aides.
Okay,
Absolutely.
excellent.
I mean, they are also in our initiative because they teach. They don't just, let me open the juice. They are teaching.
Wow.
So we start from preschool. We have Lucille Smith. We have Miss Lewis. We have Miss Burnside. We have grade 1 has Miss Adderley and Miss Poitier. Grade 2 we have Miss Butler and Miss McKay. And then we go to grade 3 and we have Miss Solomon. These are teachers, teachers' aides. And so they too are part of our initiative because they helped us out solid.
It's very exciting. Very exciting. What's going to be happening here today? You have a big assembly here this morning.
Yes, we have an
Principal
assembly
Knowles, tell us all
starting
about
at 9:15. It's a welcome back assembly for the new year. And then we go into the big Osprey Award where our teachers will be rewarded. And I'm going to let Miss Cash say more about that.
So remember, earlier we spoke about how the initiative was to improve the reading comprehension grades by 5% for Christmas term. So we had to look at the data. We had to check the data. We couldn't give it to them for Christmas.
Are you giving out your prizes today?
We're giving out our prizes today.
It's going to be very exciting around here.
Everybody gets a car today.
Well, most of them.
All right. And that's going to get underway at 9 or just after 9. So we're going to hear a little bit of that while we're here doing the show live. So that's great. All right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're meeting some of the parents. And we're going to hear get their reaction to how their students have improved so much. This special live broadcast. I want to thank you all for being here with us this morning. Joan, Knowles, Joya Cash, Tara Deveaux, Brenda Toote. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Dwight.
This enthusiasm is infectious. Even Stephen, birthday boy Stephen Hanna, he's much more excited than he was when we started. So we'll be back. Stay with us.
At Winnie's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Wherever you're headed, the Custom Computers Know-How team is standing by to help guide you in the East and the West. We now have 2 convenient locations on Patton Street in Palmdale and our newest store in the Caves Village Shopping Plaza through the Blake Road entrance. Discover the latest products by top international brands and the knowledge you need to unleash tomorrow's technology today. Drop by Custom Computers out east or out west. We're open Saturdays from 10 till 4.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
Now Nassau Cruise Port presents Phil Stubbs Live at the all-new Nassau Cruise Port Amphitheater, January 13th. Gates open at 7 p.m., showtime 9 p.m.
Book your tickets now at BahamasEtickets.com.
General admission $50, 75 VIP. Prepare to be blown away as we kick things off with one of the Bahamas' beloved artists. You're raking and scraping with Ira Store, Nishi LS, and Phil Stubbs Live.
Sponsored by Kalik and Ron Ricardo. Nassau Cruise Port, the place to be. The National Insurance Board encourages all employers and self-employed persons to stay ahead of the 2024 rush by scheduling a meeting with your inspector today. A one-on-one appointment with your inspector ensures that your account is up to date and compliant, making it a hassle-free process when applying for your tax compliance certificates and business license renewals with the Department of Inland Revenue. Stay ahead, avoid delays. Keep your business thriving. Contact your inspector now. Your success is our priority.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Nassau's gone funky. Nassau's gone soul. We've got a doggone beat now. We're gonna call our very own. Nassau rock and Nassau roll. Nassau's got a whole lot of soul.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary School. We're broadcasting live here today. They got the Osprey Awards in starting in a few minutes, actually. But Dwight, Strachan, and Stephen Hanna, who's celebrating his birthday. People are texting happy birthday to you, Stephen. Do you want me to put out your number out there so they can text it to you? Okay. But we are here because there's amazing things going on at C.W. Sawyer. We're going to talk to some of the parents now about this and the transformation they're seeing in their children. We've got Rantica Newbold. We've got Dino Braynen. We've got Hilary Burrows and Lael Johnson. Good morning. Great to have you with us this morning. Hope you're all doing well. Did I? Lael? What did I say? Okay. Lael. I'm sorry, Lael. I need to do the literacy program here. All right. So, tell us about your children. What grades they're in. What can you tell? Start, Rantica.
Good morning, everybody. I have a child here. He's in grade 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 children who went here. They were actually former head boys, both of them.
Okay.
One is now at H.O. Nash in grade 8, and the other is in C.R. Walker in grade 11.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Dino?
Yes, morning. Yes, I have a grade 4 currently here, Michael Brennan, and former student also just left 2 years ago, so he's in grade 8 now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have somebody here at the kindergarten level, so it's been so good to me that I keep coming back. And I don't live in the Yellow Elder Committee or like that community.
Oh, really?
So I keep coming back just because.
Wait, everyone's saying they don't. So you drive all this way to get your kids because it's a good school.
Yes.
All right, yeah. Tell us more.
Good morning. Hilary Burrows here. Grade 6 and grade 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a former CW Sawyer student as well.
Mm.
Also, my kids' dad. as well as their stepdad was a former head boy, Mr. Marvin Burrows as well. And it's a good school, very, very good school. My son was inside the speech competition, Jeffrey Duncombe, where he came second place, and I was very proud of him. And Miss Lockhart, his grade 6 teacher now, is doing an exceptional job with him, and I appreciate her from the moon and back. So my kids now, my daughter is in grade 2, and she's now staying here because Miss Miller is a teacher and exceptional job. I mean, exceptional job. So I applaud them and I applaud them.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. And Lael?
I have 2 boys here, one in grade 1 and one in grade 3. My first son actually had school in the pandemic, so it was virtual. And that's when he entered school. He entered kindergarten in virtual school, and virtually they did an amazing job. And then they had about 1 or 2 months face-to-face, and he came home knowing everything. I was in shock. But the baby went to virtual school as well. So when they came to school face-to-face, my oldest boy is shy. He had to adjust to school. But as he adjusted, as he got higher in grades, his grades just kept getting better.
Oh, wow.
Now, my baby was paying attention from virtual school, so he came in here knowing almost everything. But the teachers, Miss Wildgoose, Miss Brown, Miss Regis, Miss Kemp, Miss Young, I don't know. I love a school where the teachers look like they want to be teachers, not people that got the scholarship from the government. You know, the nurses and the teachers.
Oh, boy.
You know the nurses and the teachers that go to school for free. Yes. You get the ones that went to school for free, but not at CW. So you have teachers that want to be teachers there.
Oh, boy. All right, we've got one more parent. Introduce yourself first, please.
My name is Cordesha Symonette. I have 2 kids here. My daughter in grade 1, so it's the first year in school. And then I have my son in grade 6. So yes, with my daughter, she did really well. Her first podcast was really good. She loves reading. I noticed that she can recognize words I didn't teach her, new words. I'd be surprised when I see that she could say the new words. And then my son, he did good last year, but this year I saw even more improvement. So both of them improved. So I like to thank their teachers, Miss Noonan and Miss Lockhart, for doing a great job with them. And all the teachers, all the parents, thank you all.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the reading program and the reading block and the difference that's made. Have you seen the change in them? Tell us about that. Lael?
Mostly for my first grader. Because I would say he was at a disadvantage with the pandemic because he didn't get to go into school. But by the time as it was graduation for K4, Miss Regis wanted everyone in the school to know he was reading his script. So she didn't let him memorize it. He had to present and read his piece from the paper with big words like congratulations. And she kept saying, he is reading this, y'all. He is not. He doesn't know. We didn't get this. Is not a script. He did not memorize this. He is up here. He's reading this. He knows how to read. And I just want to shout out to Sean's mom over there. Our babies are best friends. From the Smart Boys Club. That's what they like to say.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
They are not only reading words, but my baby's son to learn to read music as well. Shout out to Miss Green as well. So they send books home. And I find my children reading the books home together. So they have not just pushed it to, let's read at school. No, they are at home, and the books that they send home they like, and they read them together. And it's amazing. I don't have to work that hard. I think that's probably what's so amazing.
I was going to ask, all of your kids should be around the age where they might bring you a book and say, read this to me, or they ask you your attention. Like, do you find, well, one, can you now say, oh, yeah, read this to me, right? Is that something that you guys do, or?
Yeah. So now, when my daughter is in grade 2, she's in grade 2, and she has repeated, and she got a chance to do it again. And can I tell you, Miss Miller of grade 2, I salute her so much. My daughter is now reading all the message on my phone. She is reading everything. So I salute Miss Miller so much. She came from so bad to now a 3.50.
Oh, man.
So she's reading everything. So can I say C.W. Sawyer is the best?
The teacher made the teacher's day. Dino? Okay.
Storytelling. They want to do a lot of telling stories, making up stories. They want me to tell them stories, and that's good for their imagination. So that's one thing that they're doing more.
And Dino?
Yeah, I just came here today. I came here today just to commend Mr. Taylor, because he's taken a hold of Michael. Straight away. I mean, Christmas just ran out, and I asked him, I said, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want me to do? He said, Daddy, just buy me books. I just want to read.
Wow.
Wow. No, he just wanted books that he could learn from, any things that he could. No, I bought him like with 6 different books, like animals books and other stuff, and he just wanted to read. He just told me, Daddy, I don't need no toys, nothing else. I just
That's
wanted
amazing.
books.
That is amazing. Wow.
Okay, just to reiterate what Ms. Johnson said, they are like now reading music, so like that's a plus. My child, Deshaun, he usually had, and I know that reading and writing goes hand in hand. And so with him, reading was always, it wasn't so bad, but he has improved. He's gotten his highest GPA this term for this, he was in grade 1.
Fantastic.
He made a 3.67. And so I'm so elated because it's like, there's nothing like when you can see the improvement in your children. And even with, like I said, reading and writing goes hand in hand. And with the writing composition, he has improved tremendously from a C to an A. And I'm talking about an A in the exam. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, Deshaun, you did that? I said, your teacher wrote your story. And he's like, no, Mommy, I write my own story. So it's just excited. And then to see their faces and to know, for they understand that, hey, I did well. They understand that this is good. And so, it's tremendous. And Ms. Kemp is doing an awesome job with those children in grade 3.
So did you frame his story? I mean, I feel like it's one of those things. So I'm just saying because
that you put on the fridge, right?
No, not on the fridge, because it's one of those things where you'll look back. Because I remember writing something in grade 12, and it was in grade 12 and grade 8 when I wrote things that the teachers accused me. They're like, where did you get this from? If somebody else wrote it, like, but then you don't have a copy of it anymore, right? And so it's like, I'm just saying. But all of you have young children in this age where a lot of persons just give their kid a tablet, and there's so much technology around. How do you balance? Because I mean, it's unavoidable that they have access to technology. But how do you balance them having access to technology, whether that's them on YouTube all day or Twitch all day, playing video games all day, and actually sitting down and reading a book, or even going outside or playing an instrument? How do you guys find that balance?
So for me, I think the balance comes in for my kids. I take away their devices and they get it back on the weekend. So school day is just strictly schoolwork. And then weekends, once everything is completed, they just get their devices back on weekend. And it depends because I use their devices as punishment as well. So if it is, then I take it away from them.
I'd like to, I'm glad you actually brought that up, because in the age that we are in, it's important to know, you have to be aware of what's going on. For me, like she said, normally, well, more so the PS4, that's weekend strictly. But the tablets and the phones, we have to now learn to use them to our advantage, because these tablets, there are many, 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 many educational apps. There are many little things that they can do on the tablets that can accompany what they're doing in school. And so I would say more so monitor. I have an app on my phone that I can shut my children's devices down from wherever I am. And it says time for bed, or no screen time. So if I feel like that's enough, my phone, all I see is when they come in the room, Mommy, my tablet off. I'm just like, yeah, because you need to go read a book now.
Yeah.
You need to go make sure you did your homework. So I feel like you should use it to your advantage. And also, like she said, use it as punishment. These children, that's all they're about. And so if you have to use it as punishment, I promise you're going to get the results that you're looking for because they want to be on the devices.
Now, I heard some of you say you have children in junior high and senior high now. And we asked some of the administrators about it earlier, about the change that you see from primary school to high school and the lack of interest. Are you worried about that? How are you going to prevent that from happening with these stellar students that you have now?
Parents' partnership with schools. I'm a teacher as well.
Okay.
And so I understand.
Oh, see, now it makes sense. Because I was like, how come she sent her children to all the elite schools? The only thing left for her to do is send one of her children, you interested in engineering, go to Anatol, right? Because I assume that one of your children is good in the arts or something.
Yes.
And you send them to C.R. Walker.
Yes.
One of them must be interested in vegetables or something. You send them to H.O. Nash.
Not really.
Or you trying to get him to learn how to kill goats?
H.O. Nash.
Okay.
And he just, that's his field of school anyway. But the partnership, it's very important. And my fellow parents here, obviously, that means that they're doing their part. I feel like it's very, very crucial that we stay on top of the children for me. And this is just, I guess, this is a suggestion to parents out there. The LMS system, be on top of it. For me, when you see the end of the term is drawing nigh, I go on that system and I need to see what's happening in your term grade. Because what you have to understand is the term grade, your exam grade, is added to your term grade to get your final grade. And if your term grade isn't looking like it's supposed to be looking, when come for exam, and a lot of children, they tend to freeze up in exams. But if your term grades are decent,
then you ain't got to stress.
If you fall down in the exam, your term grade is the cushion to make sure that that final grade is decent.
Yeah.
And so you asked the question about keeping the children focused as they get older.
As they get older, high school.
Thankfully, praise be Jehovah, I don't really have that issue with my boys. They're mostly focused. They're very focused. And so now I'm not saying that they don't want to play games and be on the PS4s and all that. They want to do that. But when it's time for work, it's time for work. And they understand that, and they understand my position and my husband's position. And so it's all about, like Miss Knowles would have mentioned earlier, being on your children, checking them, asking them questions. Because sometimes we let them just do what they want to do. And they are children. The Bible said foolishness is bound up in the heart of children. So you have to be on them because they're going to do what they want to do. And if you're not there, then you cannot expect results that you did not help to foster.
Anybody else have any concerns?
My question is going to be, I understand as a teacher, your children having an understanding of, or seeing that you value education or you value a certain thing. I understand that. For the other parents on the panel who aren't teachers, how do you get your kids to see the value of education even at this particularly young age? To say, I want to get this good grade, as opposed to, I don't understand why I'm making noise.
Throughout high school.
I think it's being constant with them, being consistent with them. For me, I do the same thing. I let them have their technology on the weekends. And I found that doing that, I watch my kids, so I see that they actually enjoy themselves. I notice that they are more happiest because they're using their imagination when they're just playing. So I find that they are more happier, even though they probably won't admit it, when they just making up stories in their mind and they're playing without technology. They are more happier. So I think that's good. I like watching them use their imagination.
Yeah, for me, I have 3 boys, so at sports and athletes, it's what's they're motivated by. So what I do is I show them examples of skilled older people and stuff, and show them that the reason why they are not where they wanted to be because they focus too much on the sports and they didn't include the academics.
Wow.
And I try to use a reward program with them. So you could do your sports, but you have to have a certain level of academics to go along with it.
Yeah.
Because and that's the motivation. Once you reward children, they are enthusiastic about learning.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, same thing. The point system. I don't run the point system. That Daddy run the point system. So he just answered the question.
Right.
He's showing them this, their favorite, the Yankees, or they looking at Aaron Judge, and he's saying, listen, Aaron Judge had to go to school. He had to practice. It's a point system.
The point system with actual people.
Right. So they draw examples. Like he draws examples for them. You can't get here if you don't do this. And then for me personally, like with technology and stuff, I feel like YouTube is dangerous. YouTube goes down a rabbit hole you wouldn't believe. So they don't have YouTube on their tablets and stuff anymore. They only allowed to watch certain things on YouTube, and they have to ask if they could even turn YouTube on first. So you have to monitor them because they could start off on a kitten video, I hear a cat, and that would move from a kitten to a kitten being rolled over by a like YouTube is a rabbit hole. So you have to monitor them. You have to take away that stuff, and they do have more fun playing. I got them action figures. So sometimes I don't have to tell them to get off the game. They'll grab their action figures and they'll play with the action figures. They do enjoy themselves more having physical playtime and imaginary playtime, and a reward system is the best way to get
Absolutely. Hilary, you have the final word if you wish.
Well, my son is more into sports as well. So the same thing like the parents said. So it's basically the same thing for me.
I'm sure you all are extremely proud of what's happening here and happy to see the progress your children are making. And congratulations to all of you as well, because we know successful children come from successful and wonderful parents. So thank you and congratulations again. All right, we're going to break. We got to go to the news, and then we're going to pick up a bit of the opening of the Osprey Awards here. We got a whole lot more to come on this special edition of Morning Blend. Coming to you from C.W. Sawyer Primary School. Some exciting things going on here today and all the time, it appears. We'll be back after the news. Stay with us.
All right. Yes, I. Serious is back one more time. Live and direct. This one is called Come Go With Me. Back to Bimini, y'all. Listen and watch it. Do it. When I saw you first, I knew you was the one for me. You were very fine, very true and so sexy. Saw you watching me from straight across the room. I knew you was the one. I knew I had to take you home. Been to Ilusa, been to Inagua, been to Long Island, and Grand Bahama, and Walker's Key. So come go with me, to pay money. Sing it, y'all, come on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Everybody. Move your body, come on. Yo, 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 yeah. That's it, people. Don't stop, come on. Let me see what you can do.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Friday, January 5th, 2024. Welcome back to Morning Blend listeners. This is a special edition of the show. We're coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary. Got A lot of exciting things happening here today. Dwight Stronglow, Stephen Hanna, and the Osprey Awards about to get started in just a bit. Just wanted to, before we let her go, she's got a lot to do this morning, wanted Principal Joan Knowles back with us. Got a very interesting text message from one of our listeners. And they heard all of you mentioning all the teachers, and the texter says, miss, all kinds of miss. Where are the men? What happened to the men? What do you say? I think I heard one teacher, one male. But what do you say to people who think like that? I mean, because I asked the texter I said, well, why aren't you teaching? Right? But what do you say to that? The people say that we need to have more presence in even primary schools. We need to have more males, and that is having an impact on our young people, the lack of a male figure in schools. What do you say to that?
We have one outstanding male at our school, Mr. Emmerich Taylor, and he has turned our boys around. Actually, last year in grade 6, he had an all-boys class, and the difference in those boys was tremendous. So, but now we have him. Yes.
Say he did a great job with his son.
Yes, he did. Now we have him in grade 4, and he's trying to train the boys in grade 4 to make sure as they go up, they're going to be great gentlemen for the future. But the men of our country don't want to be teachers because I don't think the salary is suitable for them to raise their family. At least that's the point I keep getting.
The salary that teachers get isn't suitable for anybody. You can full stop there, right? You won't say it. I can say it. I don't work for the Ministry of Education.
The salary for the men.
The salary is not suitable for any.
They need
for
more
anyone.
Incentive to become teachers.
I mean, do you think that? I mean, that is a big thing.
Give them a house.
That's a big thing. Do you think that's
Give
really
them
it?
something.
Do you think that's really it?
I would guess.
And a lot of men don't want to deal with children, especially primary school children. Most of the men, they gravitate to the high schools. So you'll find more males there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it being a new thing. When I went to CW Sawyer, I know that the art teacher was a male. I think his name was Sawyer. Mr. Sawyer, Mr. Green, and I feel like we had a music teacher who was a male, right? So it's 3. In the 6 years I was here, 3 male teachers, right, that I can remember, right? And I only had Mr. Green, I think, in grade either 3 or 4, all right? So it's not that it's changed. Part of it, I understand that you're saying that it is a financial thing, but the truth is part of it is a cultural thing. We look at academic as a soft thing. Boys are supposed to do hard things, girls do soft things. So a girl sitting there reading a book, that's good. She's being ladylike. A boy sitting there reading a book, when I was a child, they'd be like, oh, he quiet, he's soft, right? And the children hear you say this, and the children don't want to be soft, and they don't want to be quiet. They don't want to be seen as an almost boy. They want to be seen as a real boy. And those things carry over because you look. I have noticed more female doctors than I'm seeing male doctors in the new schools that are coming out.
More women are going to tertiary,
right? Because more women are going to college. Yeah. And boys, they go find a job, be a parking boy, do this, do that, or whatever. And unless your parents have value for education, you don't get pushed into further pursuing these things or whatever.
This is a crisis.
Right. And so that's a cultural issue.
Like a social
big issue.
Right. It's bigger than just the money. Because here's the thing, everybody who in government ain't getting paid what they're supposed to get paid. Right? The teachers, the doctors,
I think almost everybody in the country is saying that.
But I mean, definitely the government people, right? Because the police ain't getting what they're supposed to get, the nurses ain't getting what they're supposed to get, nobody getting what they're supposed to get. Definitely not the teachers. All of y'all, like Shaw, it's supposed to have y'all increments up. But that's right. That's a different topic for a different day, right?
So knowing that we have how important education is and how important it is to have everybody on board, what would you say to men and to people who are causing men not to get into this field? What advice would you give them? What suggestions would you give?
Say that question again.
What advice would you give? What do we need to get the males
to see the importance of it,
and to get people to not criticize or overly critique the men who are in the field? What would you say?
Okay.
What do we need to do?
We need more men It's critical that the men be a part of our boys growing up because a lot of them don't have fathers. So they need that male figure in the school. So I would encourage those males out there who have the passion for education and a passion for student achievement to come on board. And don't worry about the money. It's the love and the passion that counts.
So my question is...
We need our country to change because we have boys killing one another now.
Yes.
It's because we don't have that male figure to raise them the way they should be raised.
Question, is there... Because earlier you were saying, oh, you need to start an alumni association. I'm not going to do that, right? But is there room for persons who are a part of the wider community under your supervision to say, let me come in, I will read to the kids or I'll show them what I do? Because my sister was a junior high teacher for years and for like over 2 decades. And she was like, Stephen, these children don't know that they can be anything. That's not that they can't be a doctor or an astronaut. They don't know anything exists outside of their neighborhood. So they don't have a dream to aspire to. So if you don't have a dream to aspire to, of course, dying ain't a big deal. That's the big... You could tell stories about me. Of course, let me go on the road and shoot up somebody. Right? But now if you were saying that I could be like the person on TV, I could do this, I could do that, but they're not exposed to that necessarily. So is there room or a program that you guys have where a person like Dwight, instead of him sitting home with his cat and eating oatmeal, can come in and talk to the kids and say, this is the cool thing that you could do
Oh, yes.
with education?
We have a gentleman's club. It used to be called a boys' club, but Mr. Taylor started a gentleman's club, and he's inviting males to come in to train our boys how to do things with their hands, etc., and speak to them about values and life and just being good citizens.
Excellent. And so how...
we're going to invite Mr. Stephen to be our first speaker.
Oh, boy. I was going to say, how can persons who are listening, I guess, sign up or do they call you guys?
Mm-hmm. We always welcome persons from the wider community to come in and partner with us. So definitely our numbers are listed. If you Google C.W. Sawyer Primary School, if you go on our Facebook page, C.W. Sawyer Primary, you can contact us. And if you're interested, I am certain our principal welcomes, not only for the Gentlemen's Club. Sometimes you may have, like next month, we're having our Literacy Month. And at some point in the month, we do invite persons to come in and read to our boys and girls. So definitely, it's a very simple process. Call the school, speak to our principal or our VP, and I'm certain that they'll let you know what arrangements could be made for you to come in. If you want to share, I know at my previous school, there was a young lady and a gentleman, part of one organization. They would come in every Wednesday or Tuesday it was, I think, and they would spend some time with the students at the school I was at. Mm-hmm. And it was an inner city school. And so those children appreciated the time that those individuals would have spent with them. And then at the same time, they share their experiences and they share the different opportunities that are out there with the boys and girls. Because like Stephen stated, a lot of them do not know that outside of their community there is more to life. Right. I remember many times during the island tours for our field trip, and you take the boys and girls out Cable Beach, and it's like, oh, wow, like it's the first time they're seeing this.
Oh boy! Wow.
But guess what? Mm-hmm. It's more to living in the ghetto. Mm-hmm. There's more to making a minimum wage. Mm-hmm. There's more to life than that. Boys and girls, you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah.
But like Father Mutri used to always say when we were in UB, formerly COB, education is important.
Yeah.
The way to change your life, the quality of your life, is through education. And whether you're a boy or a girl, you need education.
Absolutely.
You need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's critical.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
I want to say a shout out to my superintendent of the Western New Providence Primary District, Mr. Jermaine Butler. He is an awesome superintendent, and we just want to say thank you, Mr. Butler, for all you do to motivate us at C.W. Sawyer Primary School.
Okay.
And there are some principals out there. I'm not the first principal. I am the 12th principal at C.W. Sawyer. Wow. So I want to say hats off to all the principals before me. My principal I worked with as a senior mistress here in 2008 was Mrs. Constance Saunders. And I know you're listening out there. Thank you for all you did for me. Now I'm in your seat. And then Mrs. Alice Phillips came after Mrs. Saunders. And she came on when I was a vice principal in 2015. And then they threw me out of the school and sent me somewhere else to Yellow Elder Primary. Now I'm back as a principal.
And despite
Patricia Chisholm was the principal previously, right before me. I succeeded her.
And despite you looking 25, you're telling me
I've been in education for 43 years, and I will be retiring this year. I will be 65 in November, so I'll be going on pre-retirement very soon. They haven't given me my letter yet. I guess they want me to stay on. So yes, 43 years, and it feels like yesterday I just started.
My goodness, wow. But you're going out with a bang because the school is doing amazingly, right?
Yes.
And so this is fantastic work you've been doing here, Joan.
Oh, and we want to tell our fathers, Junior Junkin, who is coming up, and we have a lot of fathers who came on board already. So we want some more of them to come starting today.
Excellent. Yes. I know your assembly's about to get underway.
Yes.
While you get ready for that, we're going to meet some of these students in just a bit. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll meet the students. Thank you so much, Joel Knowles. We're going to be back. This is a special edition of Morning Blend Business, coming to you live from CW Sawyer. We're celebrating the Osprey Awards. You're going to meet some of the amazing students in just a bit. Stay with us.
All right, this is a new one. I want to see everybody moving.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank with as little as $100. You can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
There's a new electric vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
woke up early one morning to the rising sun. It's bonefish season and they on the run. I gotta find bonefish Foley to catch me some. See, when it comes to bonefishing, he's number one. He's bonefish Foley. He's so meek and lowly.
He's so meek and lowly.
Bonefish Foley. He's the one and only.
Welcome back to Morning Blend. The Morning Blend Business coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary School. Dwight Strollo and Stephen Hanna. And we are here celebrating the Osprey Awards, a big literacy program here, and learning all about the successes the school's been having in the last couple of years. And again, we've got Vice Principal Joya Cash with us. We've got two students here with us. We've got Genesis Minnis and Anaya McPhee. Ladies, great to have you with us. We've been chatting during the break, but good to be talking to you all. All right, so Joya Cash.
Yes.
Tell us about, before we talk to them, these wonderful students okay, there we go. Tell us about these students we have with us today.
Well, Dwight, these two girls have been phenomenal this school year. They do well in all their subjects, and we're very proud of them. And they're actually best friends. And so they are here to talk to you about the program that they enjoy and a little bit about why they love their teacher and what goes on in the reading block in their classrooms.
Okay, all right.
I also want to explain to you, Dwight, that our classrooms are what you call centers. They're not departmentalized, so it's an open room with 2 to 3, possibly 4 classrooms just open.
Oh, wow.
And so that unity is utilized in many of our centers.
So how many students would be in a center?
A center consists of could be up to over 70 children.
Wow.
Because each teacher will have 3 in her area, but there are no full walls, no 4 walls to close it in.
I know you said unity, but what other benefits are there? Because some might think that's unmanageable.
They do their drills that we were talking about earlier, with their sight words and their songs as a unit. Okay. So it's not just one teacher doing it. Everybody in the center does it together.
We still have the carpet in the center of the room with the partitions.
Grade, you know, carpets are a big deal for first graders.
I feel like we had it up until like 3rd, 4th grade.
And preschool.
We might have had it in grade 6. It was a different time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It was a different time. So.
Sitting on the carpet for reading?
No. I know there was a carpet. There was something in the center of the room, and then there were partitions, but the partitions were movable. They were rolling partitions.
We do. We have some of those. They use it almost like a door.
Okay.
Just for division, because sometimes they want privacy, but usually in the morning as they start, it's everybody together.
Okay.
It could be 3 classes and 3 teachers and all the children.
All right, wonderful. All right, so Genesis and how old are you? What grade are you in? And now you want to start?
Good morning. I am currently in grade 6, Miss Lockhart class.
How old are you?
I am 10 years old.
Okay, all right. And Genesis?
I am in 6th grade, also Miss Lockhart, and I am 10 years old.
Okay, wonderful.
Wait, did you guys just turn 10? Are you turning 11 this year?
I'm turning 11 this year.
You as well? Okay.
11
All right.
in January this month.
All right, so tell us about the reading block and the literacy program. How has that been for you? What was that like?
It was very great. It is nice. One thing I like about is the 2 songs we sing in the morning that helps us with our vocabularies and our sight words. Every week we change our sight words and add it to the song, and we say it at the end of each song.
Could you give us an example?
So, when we sing the song, when we're finished, we have the sight words to the bottom of it, and we say the words when we're done, and we go over the song one more time.
Yeah. Did you always like reading, or did this help you to like reading more?
I've always liked reading, and it helped me to like it even more.
So both. Yeah. What do you like about reading?
I like learning about the new words.
Yeah. And I tell us about your experience. How has it been? How's the reading? How's this pod? What do you like about it?
Okay, so during our reading exercise, we usually play games like she throws a ball to us at each table and one person could catch it and we could say the sight word, spell it, and then say it again. And also, we have an acronym. It's called SWAG. The S stands for skills, the W stands for willpower, the A stands for the right attitude, and the G stands for achieve our goals. And one thing our teacher, Miss Lockhart, has told us is that we have to walk with swag.
Wow. You see that she knows what an acronym is? Yes. Unlike these adults who just like, and that word mean, that's not it. It's like,
What did you say the S stands for again?
Skills.
Skills, okay, excellent. That's excellent. Exactly.
So do you guys have like a favorite type of book to read or a favorite book to read? I mean, like when you're outside of school.
My favorite book to read is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay, yeah.
That's
a good one. That's a good one.
Well, you know.
Genesis, can you tell them exactly what happens every morning in your center?
Yes, ma'am. Every morning, 9 o'clock on the dot, we stand up to do our devotions. We sing a song, we pray, and we talk about God and discipline. Next, we have a seat, and we do the sight words and the vocabulary song. And we play the game with the ball. When we throw it to each group, each person that catch the ball from that group has to say a sight word.
Okay, I know the other students are coming for the assembly, but I want to hear the song though.
But before we get to the song, I want to hear what her favorite book is as well. Like,
Okay, my favorite book it's a book that we read with our teacher, but she reads it to us. It's called The Tale of Deveaux. It's about a mouse that was born with its eyes closed, and it was unregular, like it wasn't a normal mouse.
Dwight, can I let them tell you about what we did last year for literacy? Because our literacy month is February, and we're looking forward to One Book, One School again. But last year, the entire school read a book. What was the name of the book, Genesis?
Mr. Puffers, it's about penguins.
And so the entire month, we did activities about Mr. Popper and the penguins. And the conclusion, the grand finale, we went to Atlantis. The entire school, 329 students, went to Atlantis. And they made penguin hats. And then they also got to watch the movie. So we had popcorn hot dog in Atlantis Theater.
Oh, man.
And they had an awesome day. So you know we got to go bigger and better next month, right?
What are you going to do?
Oh, we have a new book for next month. But it's a surprise because we have to have a great reveal.
Of course.
For the children to find out what the new book is.
Definitely. That's very exciting. You make me want to go back to school now. All right, so can we get a little bit of the song? Is it? You get it? Yeah? You both get it? Okay.
Two of the songs?
Hey, why not? You feel like it? Which you going to sing it together? Which one?
Which one are you doing first?
Vocabulary.
Okay.
Vocabulary is the key. Definition is for me. I can read these words so good, just like I could read a suit. Synonyms, read antonym, read meanings, visualize, make a sentence with the word. Go ahead and analyze.
And then we have words like
Excellent.
petroleum, percent, and all type of words.
Those are some big words.
Percent.
And you said petroleum in the first one?
And convert and all type.
Okay.
Pronoun, government.
Okay, you got the second one now? Yeah? You ready?
Sight word, champion. Sight word, champion. Everybody know the sight word, champion. Everybody know the spelling, champion. Sight word, champion.
No, you're doing great. You guys.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Sight word,
champion. Sight word, champion. Everybody know the spelling, champion. Everybody know the spelling, champion. Sight word, champion. Sight word, champion. Laser focus, we achieve. Laser focus, we can read. Sight word, champion. Sight word, champion. Champion, 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 champion. Sight word.
Oh, wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, so before the assembly, I want to find out what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you know yet? And
What I want to be what I want to be when I grow up is a doctor.
Okay. Excellent.
What I want to be when I grow up is a teacher.
Oh, wow. Okay. Beautiful. Both of you, I know you're going to be wonderful, excellent, whatever you do. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Thank you. And I'm
Thank you too. Thank you too. Have a great day and Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to both of you. I didn't tell you that earlier. Thank you.
Thank you, Genesis. Happy birthday and I. Future birthday.
Wow. Joya Cash, you must be very proud. These are some wonderful students.
I am so proud.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make learning fun. School is supposed to be a fun place, Dwight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're having fun, you learn and you don't even realize you're learning.
Excellent. And everybody's so well behaved. I mean, this is almost the whole school here now.
Yes,
I don't
this is
think
almost
our
the whole
audience
school.
Can tell that the entire school.
They're
just walked
all
in
coming
here.
out for our grand assembly.
Everybody's so well behaved, and the parents are on board.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is inspiring. We just have had so much bad news all week, but to hear this and hear people talk like that about their children, all is not lost.
No, it's not. It's not. So we have to keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. You're going to start your assembly, and then we're going to get back. We'll pick up a little bit of that as well. Thank you all so much. Great job. You've been on radio before? You've been on Radio Genesis?
Yes.
Both of them.
Celebrities.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. Second time. Okay. Well, glad to be your second time. All right, we're going to take a break. This is Morning Blend coming to you from C.W. Sawyer. We'll be back.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I'll get to all of these. You want to send two? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Did you go to the break?
Oh yeah. Let's go. You do the crime, you must do the time. KB and Sting say so. Oh yeah. Let's go. Crime doesn't pay, boy. Crime doesn't pay. Don't throw your life away, boy. Crime doesn't pay. If being bad was good, boy, then why they lock away? Don't mind what your friends say, boy. Crime doesn't pay. Listen, prison only look good from the outside, but when you behind bars, boy, now that's a different vibe. The first thing you regret, boy, is the last thing that you do. Then you have to worry about somebody taking
Doctors Hospital has
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans. Available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
calling the year ahead a more expensive one for struggling Bahamians. The F&M calling on the government to stop raising taxes. East Grand Bahama MP Kwesi Thompson, who is also the opposition's shadow minister of finance, pointing to recent fee hikes like the new $2 tourism enhancement levy and increased boat registration fees when he called the Davis administration out of touch with the struggles of Bahamians. Investment management and advisory firm CFAL, in its recent local market recap for 2023, explained that there could be some volatility in interest rates for Bahamians and for Bahamas registered stock as the central bank transitions to an auction system for the stock this month. CFAL outlined increases in interest rates for government stock between 2022 and 2023, particularly for longer-term securities. The National Tripartite Council has released the country's draft apprenticeship policy framework for consultation in preparation for the rollout of a robust national apprenticeship program. Executive Manager of the Ministry of Labor and Public Service, Robert Farquharson, explaining in a note attached to the draft policy framework that globally governments have been exploring quality apprenticeship programs as a remedy for negative employment outcomes and as an important school-to-job pipeline. Details on all these stories in today's Guardian business section. India Market Watch recapping trading on the BISX phone call. Moving 135 shares, closing unchanged at 475. Consolidated Water unchanged at 681. Emir Incorporated unchanged at 929. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,894.59 unchanged. That's your Market Watch. And that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
My name is Sam, and I don't mean no harm. He said with a blink, please buy me a drink. My pocket's out of sync. I'll tell you a story, let's take a walk. Let's talk old talk. Was raining one morning as I was walking. I heard the froggies talk. He said the frogs they correct on a rainy morning.
And we are back here with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're at CW Sawyer. They're having the school assembly now. So we can barely hear each other.
In the middle of Junkerdo.
What? Is that what it is?
In the middle of Bay Street.
No. Yeah. Don't confuse people with Stephen Adams, who's celebrating his birthday today, folks. So wish him a happy birthday. But Dwight and Stephen Adams out here in the school. We've been learning about their literacy program and all the wonderful things going on at CW Sawyer today.
Some people say better than the Saxons.
All right.
That's what it's not me. I don't say that.
Contributing to the successes they're seeing here, of course, are the teachers. And we've got 5 wonderful teachers with us this morning. They're going to introduce themselves to us. You got a mic there? Okay. What's your name and what grade do you teach?
My name is Joyful Joan at Lockhart, and I'm one of the 6th grade teachers here, home of the mighty Austrian.
Good morning, I'm Christine Camp. I'm the grade 3 team leader here at CW Sawyer. Good morning, my name is Miss Samantha Brissa, and I teach grade 4.
A very pleasant good morning, Bahamas. My name is Cordesha Scott Miller. I'm the 2nd grade teacher here at the great CW Sawyer Primary School.
Good morning, my name is Alexis Mortimer, and I'm the 1st grade team leader here at Osprey City.
Okay, all right. So I don't know how we're going to do this because we can barely hear each other. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about the change
that you're seeing in the students as a result of what you're doing here with the
reading block and
the reading block in the morning? How much of a difference has it really made?
And how the children are accepting it as well. Like, how difficult was it to get the children on board using the techniques?
Firstly, this is my first term here, but first year here at CW Sawyer. And can I tell you, I was thrown into a classroom with children who were at the 0 point level, non-readers. And can I tell you, the reading block has been a great success. I have children now that's on the honor roll because of the reading block. So it's a tremendous method. And trust me, I can see greater happening at the end of the school year.
And the reading has been pretty exciting to get the children on board. We know we have a lot to compete with as teachers. We have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have all the technology, but we make it fun. We bring reading to life, and we bring real life experiences during the reading block, get them engaged and get hands-on, and that helps a lot.
Well, why do you think this isn't done more? Why aren't other schools doing this? What do you think's going on there?
Okay, I think persons wouldn't take it on because looking at it, it seems like a lot. But when you actually do it yourself, and the more you do it and you see the interaction from the children, you get to realize that, hey, it's not as bad as it seems. And when you see the improvement of the students, you're like, okay, we should have done this a long time ago. So all it takes is to try it, to leave it. That's all it is.
Yeah. And we were hearing earlier that the parents are fully engaged as well. And that's got to be not the most common thing that you find, but that is very special. Let's talk about the difference that makes, to have the parents really taking an active role in this.
Yes, to have parents actively involved in the educational pursuit of their children is a blessing. Because that means that they are supporting you at all levels. When you have issues with their children and you address it with them, they're there to support you and say, okay, I'm going to talk to him. When you give homework, they're like, hey, is there any homework? Can somebody send a picture in the group? They are giving you, they want your feedback. They are studying with their children. And guess what? It is making a difference. And you can see where it's making a difference. You can see how it's making a difference. And those children love it. One thing about children, they love parents who check for them, who are involved. And, oh, my mom helped me with my homework last night. Oh, I did this. And it gives them confidence. And that's another thing that the reading block has given to our students also. It gives them confidence because they love when they get their chance to read for their group. They love that you are listening to them reading and the writing and all of that. So, yeah, but the parent support is crucial. It's really crucial. I really want to encourage more parents to get involved. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take long. I know it's a lot. It's taxing. We have busy lives, hectic, crazy lives, a lot of things to do. But if you just take 30 minutes to help your child each day, that will go a long way.
Mm-hmm. What's been the biggest success story? Like a student who was really doing poorly, who you've seen completely turn things around. You have anybody like that?
During the reading block, the children are actually reading. There are 5 components of reading of phonemic awareness. You have phonics, you have vocabulary, you have comprehension and fluency. And during our reading block, we actually listen to the children read. And when they are at a crossroad or they're stuck, I say, okay, remember your phonetic sounds. And they're able to sound with their words. And this year, I've incorporated fluency passages where I ask the parents to sign after they hear their children read to make them more accountable. And they're really, really excited. But I love when children are able to decode and sound with their words.
Yeah, great stuff. Anybody else have any success stories? Anybody?
I must say, they've turned this into a competition. It's either between themselves or between groups. We turn it into a competition where you earn class cash and you, at the end of the month or whatever, you get to purchase whatever is at the store, the class store. So they find themselves competing, hey, and then we make, like with the definitions, with the dictionary, we give you a chance to, hey, find this word, and you have to find it first and fast. So even that is, they turn against each other. You think it's only with jungle, but they go against each other and they get to pair together, and they learn like that too.
And sometimes they be like, hey, my group member isn't participating. So we try to encourage them to participate too. And we've seen improvements where children who don't even talk, they are actually talking. They end up being the talkative one.
Oh, wow.
And they want to be the group leader or whatever it is like that. So
Yeah.
we encourage the reading block.
That's amazing.
With the reading.
That's amazing. Yeah. So we've been asking about this all morning. We always hear the enthusiasm with students in primary school, but once you get up into junior and senior, it changes. So we've been getting different perspectives on that. But what do you all say as teachers to what causes that change, and what can you say to help encourage these students to continue with this enthusiasm straight through high school?
I personally feel as though the parents now feel as though they are old enough to be more accountable for their own education. However, there are many distractions. And so they are still children, even though they are older children, they are still children, and they're going to lean more to the distractions. And so we have to now be accountable to ensure that even though they are adults or older children, that they're in their books daily to ensure that this not only happens in primary school, but the success continues in high and junior school.
And another thing I'd add too is that they have to make it exciting. Learning should be exciting. As adults, we get bored with certain things. So children, they get bored, and as they get older, you kind of take all of the excitement out of learning. And so we're in primary school, we want to dress up and do all of these different things and have fun. We still have to do that as they get older. And so that's really what keeps it going.
Yeah. So we heard earlier this was a competition for you all too. Who could get your class and grades up? So do you know who's winning?
Personally, I believe grade 3 won overall. However, I believe each grade level was able to achieve that 5% increase of passes from A to C. I'm really proud of the school as a whole, because when we were looking at our little cards that we got yesterday, and I was like, oh, how much percentage did y'all increase by? We were only supposed to increase by 5, and everybody exceeded that. My grade, we exceeded it by 50%. So we were at 14% passes last school, at the end of last school term. This school year, 64% of the grade 3 center passed A through C. That's amazing. That says that those children had that potential in them all along, and we just had to encourage them, pull it out, and utilize the same strategy of the reading block, as well as the other strategies that we've learned over our course of being trained teachers. But trust me, it's awesome. It's an engaging experience. We're having fun with it as teachers. It is taxing. I would say that the reading block is taxing. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of energy, to engage those students during that time. But in the end, it will pay off. And, I don't know what y'all want to say your percentages, but grade 3 we passed with 65%.
Can I tell you, grade 2 passed, but not just a 5%, but 45%. So that speaks to what's happening in grade 2.
Well, I'd like to say grade 1 won. But I don't think we did. Yeah, in my heart.
In your heart, you know it, but the numbers.
We're all winners. That's what they say, right?
Yes, all winners. Well, good luck to everybody, and keep up the wonderful work that you're doing. Congratulations on the successes, and this is very exciting stuff here this morning. Thank you all very much. Ms. Mortimer, Ms. Miller, Ms. Kemp, Ms. Taylor, Ms. Lockhart, everybody. Thank you. I got everybody, right? Thank you so much. All right, we're going to take a little bit of the assembly. We're going to listen to this, and then we're going to take a quick break and wrap things up here at CWC. Thank you all again. The Osprey Awards going on here at the school today. It's you can feel the excitement, and let's take a listen.
Almost okay with the indoctrination.
right, so let's take a break. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap things up.
It's the Ospreys. It's like the ESPYs, except instead of sports, it's for reading.
It is award season.
I guess.
Yeah. We'll be back, folks. This is Morning Blend Business, coming to you live from C.W. Sawyer Primary School. We'll wrap things up after this break.
Calling crowds, put your voices in the air. Let's go. Come on. Our brothers and sisters, how they do us in. They chase us from the still done, man, we can't win. I don't know why they don't leave us alone. Ain't gonna be too long, we gonna fight back soon.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
There's a new electric vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Where hallelujah will be ringing a victory forever.
Sea, I'll breeze is flowing, your voice beckons me.
And we are back here, a final couple minutes of Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong or Stephen Hanna. That was a perfect one, Stephen.
Yeah, it's going. Still knows two fish.
This show has made me feel very happy. You know? This was very encouraging. All week long we were talking about death and murder.
And Dwight is literally
seems like I feel hope today after
talking in the back of the class. While the principal is talking, Dwight is talking in the back of class.
Anyway, I feel happy, right? There's hope that these children are enthusiastic. We have to find a better way for this country. We can turn this around. We've got what we need.
I don't want to be I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, right? I don't feel any further happy or saddened because we know from the parents who are here, right? There's several things we can point out that we all knew from the get-go. One is that they are willing to drive across the island to give their child the best education. It ain't necessarily that they're saying, I'm going to get an extra $20,000 to put in my child's education, but I'm willing to go the extra mile, literally, to make sure my child has the best education. Yeah. Number two, having a supportive partner. Because I don't know if you know this, almost all the parents said, my husband, my wife, my spouse, right? You cannot do this alone. It takes two people to make a child. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Because one person alone, you could try, but it's going to be incredibly difficult, right? And so these are the points that we always knew. What we're seeing here is an example of what is possible, the way that you should go about it, but unfortunately, this isn't the same everywhere. So, but hopefully people seeing and hearing today can say, you know what, I am going to become a part of the solution, call C.W. Sawyer, volunteer to come talk to the children, call the junior high school around the corner from you, volunteer to talk to those children, fill in the gaps where we see the gaps.
Yeah, absolutely. Great points. Some messages as we go wrap things up, and text messages that came in. Dwight, I'm happy to hear of the awesome work that's being done at C.W. Sawyer. I graduated from that institute in 1978. From that period, I can still remember the incredible teachers who impacted my life, including Mr. Sawyer.
The art teacher. Right? Yeah, he was there forever.
El McGarraway. We love El McGarraway. And I was there when Muhammad Ali visited and planted a tree in the front of the office area. Hats off to this historic institution. Wow. Okay. Wow. This person saying men don't want to spend 4 years in college to get a teacher's salary. Well, as you said, it's bigger than that. That is definitely a part of it.
That is, anyway, go ahead.
That can't be.
That's why teachers are leaving in general. The female teachers are leaving because there's not enough money.
Absolutely. So, yeah. And then finally, this one says here, good morning to Dwight and Stephen. Excellent show, one of the best I've listened to. Very encouraging, hearing the strategies and tactics the teachers or parents are using in the education development of their children and students. And Encore is recommended, maybe monthly, for those who did not have the opportunity to be blessed by it. Again, excellent show. Well, you can definitely listen to this tonight at 8 o'clock. And, of course, it's going to be on our podcast page on our website, guardiantalkradio.com. You can start listening to that on Monday. But that is it for us today. We want to say thank you to everybody at C.W. Sawyer making this show possible. This is very encouraging, and keep up the hard work. And to all the parents and students, great stuff. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your birthday. Hope you do something exciting. And I'll be back on Monday with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Tomorrow, have a great day. Stay tuned.